Hello and welcome to Annie with the Kinder Ready program. Today we're going to do a planting activity. We're actually going to do a couple of different ones. The first one is to just kind of show kids how seeds grow. One of the best things as parents that we can do for our kids is just inspire them to want to know about the world and how it works and to give them some opportunities to find out. So for the first one, you need some kind of clear glass. This is a canning jar, but it could be a drinking glass, it could be glass or plastic, but you want it clear because we're going to want to see how the beans grow. So, and then you're going to just put some paper. I have paper towel. You could use newspaper, but the roots don't show up as well. But if that's all you have, that's what you use. And you want to fill it maybe about half full and push down as best you can. And then we're going to add some water, and not a lot, but enough to get it damp. And sometimes it mushes down a lot further, and you can even add another paper towel or whatever paper you're using, and just a little more water. And I'm using beans. Mine are black beans. You could use pinto beans, kidney beans, any dried beans would work. I do want to give you one caution. Sometimes processed foods do things in the processing and in the seeds that they don't grow well and germinate. Most of the ones I've done with beans have done fine, but just kind of a caution. So when you do things with kids, always treat it like an experiment. Let's see what happens. Of course, you want things to usually work, so that's the way we're going to go. Then you want to push the beans down between the paper towel and the glass of the jar. So, and you can plant as many as you'd like in the jar. For time's sake, I'm only going to do 2, but you could certainly plant several around. And you can see them there. And then we're going to add some more paper towel so that there's something to support the plant as it grows. A couple more pieces. And we just want enough water so the paper towels are wet. And then you and the children can check it every day, and you can see how the beans are growing. They'll notice that at first the root comes out, and then the green shoot will come out, and the root always grows down and the shoot always grows up. It's not going to matter where and how positioned the bean is, the roots always go down and the shoots always come up. You can keep a diary. Day 1, it's not germinated. Day 2, not germinated. Day 3, oh, a root is peeking through. And with older kids, they could estimate when the different things are going to happen and check their estimates. So there's some different things you could do with that. These could be planted then in dirt and see if they grow and give you black beans or whatever kind of beans you planted. This is an activity that also often works with popcorn seeds. So hopefully you'll enjoy that activity. Another thing is just any kind of gardening with kids helps them learn more about how our world works and what different seeds look like. Caring for something. So all those things, a lot of activities. Where food comes from, if you plant vegetables, which are very good to plant with kids because the seeds are often larger than the seeds we're going to work with today in this video. So, but I like to have chives every year, so I'm going to plant some chives. So, and I'm going to plant them in the container I want them in. So I've just filled it fairly full with dirt. And I've just used a potting mix. You can use dirt from a garden area that you have. This is a kind of a big bag. They sell it in smaller bags. And I just picked up chives at the grocery store. And I'm just gonna, and so when I work with kids, I show them what the seeds look like first. Here, this might show up better on a paper towel than in my hand. So I let them kind of look at the seeds. And these are kind of little and dark, so you can talk about that. And so I'm just going to sprinkle a few on the top of this dirt. And the kids can do that part. And then I've put some of the dirt in a smaller container to make it easier for children, and a spoon. And you just want to sprinkle a little bit over. A good rule of thumb is you want about as much soil on top of the seeds as the seeds are big. So with bigger seeds, more dirt. With little seeds, just a little dirt. Then you also want this soil to be damp. With children, often what I do is give them a spray bottle because it's harder for them to overwater. And they can kind of be in charge of making sure the soil is damp every day with a few sprays. The other thing is it's nice because it's nice to do two different kinds of things so kids can compare the seeds. I have some flowers that I want to have in my garden. And for things that I want to transplant, one idea to start them indoors ahead of time is to use an egg carton with some washed eggshells. So I've washed them and dried them. I've covered the cover of the egg container in foil to make sure that any water doesn't drip through on my furniture. And so then we'll just take and put some dirt, and actually I'm going to do it on here so this doesn't get dirty. Put some dirt in each cup. And the nice thing about this is you can just plant the eggshells right in the ground when you're ready to transplant them to the ground outside. So there. You could certainly do more than 4, but that's going to be easy for me and short for the video. So again, we can take a minute and look at what the seeds look like before we plant them. And these are a little bigger, and they're long and skinny, and they're kind of brown compared to black. And so especially when you're doing it in these smaller containers, you probably only want about 2 or 3 seeds in each one. So you can have the kids count out 2 or 3 and put them in. And I'm going to need a few more seeds out. And then again, we would want to put just a little more dirt on top. And we'll spray them with water. And here again, especially with older children, but even with young children in your help, with planting 3 different things all at once, we could keep track of which one actually starts growing first. So, and maybe you can take guesses, and that helps kids learn that they can guess and that they don't always have to be correct in their guesses. When you're guessing, it's okay to not know, and that's the idea behind having a guess. And the more you do things, the better your guesses get. But they still might not be right. So enjoy gardening with your children. There are a lot of websites and books and information that would give you more information on doing this activity if this is one you enjoy. Have a nice day.